Today I'm going to be unboxing the ASUS M5A88 micro ATX motherboard. To start out, this board was $100 on Newegg, but I had a $15 gift card I got from the CPU I ordered, which made this come out to $85 for this specific motherboard. The reason I chose this over the ATX version was because it was $20 cheaper, and I did not have any use for the second PCI Express port or the few extra other ports. If you haven't even looking at building a gaming system, it's definitely worth the $20 to upgrade to the ATX version of this and get the two PCI Express ports and a few other ports on the back. But to start out with this, I'm just going to go over some of the features. As the TPU system update stuff, EPU energy savings, double the bandwidth for SATA 6 gigabits. It has your USB 3 down there, a GPU boost, which has an integrated GPU, which I wanted because I will not get a GPU with this computer, a dedicated one, because it's just going to be an office computer. That's what I'm going to be using it for. My parents wanted me to build a computer for them. It has an AM3 Plus socket, so it supports AM3 Plus, AM3 Plus. Plus it has the AM3 Plus processor ready. This should work. I heard earlier with reviews on this, it does not, but I'm sure this has the newest BIOS, which means it will work with the AM3 processors. I got an AM3 processor anyway, so I should not have any compatibility issues whatsoever. Get this open here. I'll show you what's inside the actual box. Fold this piece right here. Actually take out the motherboard. Put this off to the side over here. And take out the actual box. You got yourself an I/O plate right here. Just like that. Set that to the side. If I can get this box open. Here we got, it looks like to be two SATA cables, which I think is all we're going to need. A DVD drive and a hard SSD I got for this computer. And by the way, I am using all the parts I got for this computer. I'm making a how to build your own computer video, so if you see this, it might not be already made, but please subscribe and you will see it on my channel if it's already there. And that this guide is going to be very easy to follow to make your own computer if you've always wanted to. If you look right here, these pins go actually on the motherboard. I will show you that later. And you can actually, it extends it so you plug in your system speaker and the ground stuff to your power button. All that stuff plugs into these, and it makes it easier to connect to the motherboard. I've had that on my Intel motherboard on my good desktop, and it does make it easier to connect, which is, I think, an ASUS thing typically. It says Blu-ray playback support. I don't know why that has anything to do with the motherboard. I think just processor speed maybe. But now you get something about that in there. A user guide shows you the more advanced features and the BIOS and that stuff, and kind of what they do. It could be useful for going through some of the features you might not understand. Got your ASUS sticker right in the DVD drive if you want to show off what you have in your computer. I don't know if my parents exactly want a sticker on theirs, but we'll see. Get this box out of your way and get to what you actually want to see. Motherboard. Got a nice big anti-static bag. This is actually the first AMD motherboard I've gotten. Set on this shelf over here. I'm gonna actually zoom in. Okay. I think that's focused. And you see here you have your Northbridge heatsink. You have 4 DIMM slots for RAM. You have your 24-pin power. Your CMOS battery right here. You have 6 SATA ports right here. All SATA 6 gigabits shows right here. You have your Southbridge small heatsink. Big heatsink for your Northbridge. I'm It's not board really made for overclocking, but I don't plan on overclocking. It has a core unlock. What I plan on doing, I'm unlocking the 6 cores from a quad core processor, and I'm keeping it at 3 gigahertz, no overclock, and it should support that just fine. You have one PCI Express times 16 2.0 port for your graphics card if you want that. One PCI port right here. PCI Express times 1, 2 times 2, 1 here, 1 here. So for like a sound card, expansion card, and same for PCI slot right here. And then you have USB 3 or USB 2 expansions on board. And no FireWire on this computer. Don't know core unlocker. Well, I didn't realize it's actually a physical switch right here. I guess to unlock your cores. That's really nice. I thought it was actually like a thing through the BIOS. That's cool. Hybrid Crossfire X. So you can actually, North Bridge right here is where your GPU is, and then I can hybrid crossfire with this to increase performance, just like that. You look around your I/O port panel right here. You got your audio ports right here. You got Ethernet gigabit port, 2 USB 2 ports, 2 USB 3 ports, a DVI port, a VGA port, and an HDMI port on this motherboard. If I'm right, it's the 4250 ATI mobile graphics, or the integrated graphics they have. Not terribly slow, not anything fast, but it gets the job done if you just want to display graphics on your screen. You got an optical audio port, and you got your PS2 port that can work for keyboard or mouse, and you got 2 more USB 2 ports. So this could be a perfect motherboard for a home theater PC. And integrated graphics, get a fast enough processor, you can play 1080p just fine. USB 3 for hard drives, DVI, any video out you really need, connect to a TV, optical, all your audio right there. And then over here is your socket, and right here for your AMD CPU. Like I said, this is my first AMD motherboard, so it looks, in my opinion, it looks easier than Intel, because you have your pre-installed plate right here, and it's easier to install the heatsink versus an Intel where it's the push pins, and push pins are quite annoying to get through the motherboard. Versus this is pre-installed. You connect, it looks, a couple of pins right here because I've already seen the heatsink, and just lock it in and you're done. Right here, and you also have, this only has a 4-pin, another reason why it's not very good at overclocking. 4-pin power for your CPU, so it's not a lot of power to your CPU for overclocking. And that's all that's on this motherboard. You see the back plate right here. I guess that can be taken off to get some better heat sinks on your computer. But that's been the unboxing of this ASUS AMD motherboard. If you have any questions, please comment below, and remember to subscribe.